So you guys, today we're going to be doing a showdown look between Holy Grail and Modern Renaissance. This is the finished eye look. If you're interested in seeing how I got it, you're going to keep watching. In this video, you already know what's about to go down. We are going to be comparing the Holy Grail Violet Voss palette to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. Now, when I first discovered these palettes, first of all, I discovered Modern Renaissance first. But I discovered it at a time where it was sold out everywhere. I fell in love with it. I used it on a client at work, and I was like, I am in love with this palette. I want to buy it. Take my money. No one had it. So just doing my research, browsing around, I happened to find out that Violet Voss Holy Grail palette was another highly sought after palette, and the colors were very similar. Not exact dupes, which you'll see in the tutorial exactly what I'm talking about, but very, very close. So I purchased this one first, and I actually just got it yesterday, and I purchased this one before Halloween. I ordered from Beauty Bay, and the shipping was just extremely long, and yeah. Moving on, I ended up purchasing this one, Modern Renaissance, because it just happened to suddenly come back in stock like a week after I purchased this one. So I went ahead and just ordered it and said, you know, what the hell, I'll have two. Always keeping in mind that I wanted to do this comparison video. I've seen a few comparison videos, which I'll link down below because I think they're really cool. But I haven't seen, you know, any woman of color doing it. So I decided, why don't I go ahead and take the plunge and buy both palettes and go ahead and do it so I can show any woman of color exactly the comparison and just how it's going to show up on our complexion, both of these palettes, pros, cons, things of that nature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an eye look. I'm going to do Violet Voss with this side, Anastasia Beverly Hills on this side. And I'm going to compare the two, let you see step by step what I'm doing. And in the end, I'm going to give you my pros, cons about the palettes. Sound cool? All right, keep watching. So we're going to start in the crease with Raw Sienna for the Modern Renaissance side. Just blending that out with a fluffy brush. Next up on the other side, I have Are You Kidding Me from the Violet Voss palette. Taking it in the same area, the crease. This is going to work as our transition shade. On the lid for Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance, I'm taking Luminaire and patting it out with an eyeshadow brush. And for my Violet Voss lid, I'm going to use the color Plouf. Next up, as a crease color for Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance, I'm using Cyrus Umber, and it appears to have a very smoky look that I'll talk about later in this video. For Violet Voss with a fluffy brush, I'm going to use the color Teddy Bear. I just love the names in Violet Voss palettes, they're so cute. Now, to give this look a pop of fresh color, I'm going to use Modern Renaissance Love Letter, a pretty deep pink color, which I thought would be a beautiful transition. At first, I think I was just going to try to add this as like a second crease color, but then I decided to go ahead and tap it down on my lid, as you can see here. Next up, for Violet Voss, I'm using Wine and Dine, and I'm doing the same thing. The camera went a little out of focus, so the colors are not appearing as vividly here. Now we're just going to clean up the whole look with an e.l.f. makeup wipe. This is the final look after I went ahead and put my makeup on. I'm going to go in and zoom in on my eyes so you can see those. All right, so I want to keep it zoomed in so that I can just point out some of the things that I've noticed in between both of the palettes. So I'm starting off with this eye, and just to refresh you, this eye is Anastasia Beverly Hills. This one is Violet Voss. So mainly in the crease, the Cypress Umber came off a little more smoky than the Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear comes off a little more brown. The lid colors are pretty much the same. For Anastasia Beverly Hills, I use Vermeer, and for Violet Voss, I use Plouffe, and they look pretty identical almost. And then for the reddish color that I have going on here and also on my waterline, I use for Anastasia Beverly Hills Love Letter, and for Violet Voss I used Wine and Dine. And I noticed that Wine and Dine was a tad bit more red than Love Letter. Now moving on to something more practical, the packaging. So with Violet Voss, you just get your standard black case packaging. Nothing amazing about it at all. It does have a full-size mirror right in here, and then it just goes right into the shades, and of course it had like the protector over it. Now for Modern Renaissance, it is a little bit more fancy than the Violet Voss, but what I don't like about the Modern Renaissance is while it's so pretty and it feels so nice, this gets so dirty. So I haven't even had mine that long, maybe 2 weeks, and I keep it in the box as well, but I think that, you know, there's no way around it. It's just going to get a little dirty. As you can see, it's like a velvet case, and then when you open it, there's a rectangular mirror right in there. So as far as color selection goes, I would say that selection goes, obviously Violet Voss has more of a selection because you get 20 eyeshadows in this one versus Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance, you only get 14 shades. So there's more selection to choose from in this palette. It has more finishes in this palette, and you just get a little more bang for your buck. Now going into how blendable each was, I noticed that in Violet Voss, the vivid colors like Wine and Dine were way more vivid and blended way more easier than the vivid colors like Venetian Red and Love Letter and Anastasia Beverly Hills did not blend out so well. However, on the flip side, it's always a flip side, the lighter colors in Anastasia blend better than the one in Violet Voss. So the color like Plouffe, it was a little chalky, and even when I swatched it, it looks a little chalky. But when I blend like Primavera and Vermeer, it's smooth, glides on like butter. Going on to pricing, obviously with Violet Voss Holy Grail, you're gonna get more bang for your buck because you get 20 eyeshadows versus 14. So like I said, it's just more options to choose from, more finishes, you just have more with the Holy Grail palette. Each of them have their cons and each of them have their pros. Answering the big question, do you need both of them? I'm a bit of a junkie, so I'm gonna say yes, they both offer different things. Neither of them have dupes in them. Believe me, I tried. I swatched damn near all of them and I didn't see any kind of dupes. So to me, I think that they're special and unique in their own way. Could you live without both of them? Absolutely. If I had to choose what is my overall favorite, oh, it is so hard to say because I fell in love with Modern Renaissance. I really did. I'd have to say Holy Grail is my favorite, but I still wouldn't be able to do without this one too. I thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and also be sure to stay tuned. Every Wednesday there will be a new makeup topic, whether it's a tutorial, a look, a review, a showdown like this. There will be something makeup related every single Wednesday on my channel, so always stay tuned for that. Until then, stay pretty. I love you and see you later.